Hi everyone, it's Missy. It's a brand new year in 2020, so we're ready to start getting our vegetable garden going. I know it sounds kind of weird because some of us are in winter with snow on the ground, but really, you do need to start collecting all of your resources and all of your seeds and seed starting supplies now if you want to get a jump on the game. And the first thing that you should do is go to your local library. I have 3 library books in front of me here that I checked out this past week, and I really do like to go to the library, check out the books, see if I like them. If I really, really like them, I will go on eBay or Amazon and purchase them so that way they are a part of my personal library. Now, there are 2 formats of gardening books that I really like. The first format is a week by week or a month by month guide to what you need to do with your vegetable garden. You know, when you should start certain seeds, when you should, look for certain pests in your garden and so forth. That is one format that I really do like. The second format that I like is a garden book such as this, where they put the different crops that you can grow in your vegetable garden in alphabetical order in certain chapters, so you can easily look up something if you have any issues, or you've come across something that you need to look up quick. I really do recommend, and I do recommend getting a fruit and vegetable gardening guide for your region. So I live in the Midwest. You know, they make gardening books for different regions, so that way you can figure out what pests you have, issues that you will need to look at, as well as they give you references to what varieties of seed are best for your area to grow sweet corn and tomatoes and so forth. So I really highly recommend that you do purchase a book like this for your own personal library. And then, of course, an overall gardening book is a great resource. This is the one by the American Horticultural Society, and one that I strongly recommend for all gardeners to have in their library as well. This is a great overall gardening book. It's not just for vegetable gardening, but it does have great illustrations on how to prune, how to create a pond garden if you're interested in that. Great resource guide. And then, of course, you have these other books. A lot of people call them coffee table books, but this one is really good. I purchased this one on a whim, and it has, in the first half, how to garden. They actually do some various items like how to do a greenhouse, how to rotate your vegetable crops and stuff. And then in the second half, it's a cookbook. So they give you recipes that are actually really tasty. I've tried several of them. They're really good. So that way you actually use the produce you harvest from your garden. So you can check that out if you'd like. But of course, I always go to this resource because this is the one that I am basing this video series off of. We, in my area, have a frost-free date of May 15th. I am 19 to 20 weeks before the frost-free date. So this gives me a checklist of items that I need to do week by week. Here we are. So you can see what I kind of need to get going, which brings us to step 2, and that is going not only to get the gardening books, but figuring out what you're going to grow. Now, if you're a beginner gardener, you're going to want to do something that's simple, like a kitchen garden, something that's maybe a no-waste kitchen gardening system where you're not really starting from seed, but you're taking kitchen scraps and repotting them and trying to grow them, like garlic, onion, celery, leeks, and so forth. The saving vegetable seeds would probably be more for an advanced person that would like to try a challenge this year. So, you kind of want to also look, if you are canning like I am, go down into your cellars, see what items that you're lacking, what you have too much of. That will also dictate what you want to grow. And also look at a seed catalog too. That will help decide, hey, maybe you find something new that they came out with that you want to try, by all means, go for it. Seed starting supplies. This year I got a heat mat to help with my growing. It's really been cold in the house, so I'm hoping the heat mat will help keep the seedlings growing nicely. I have my peat pots, and then, of course, seeds. I got heirloom organic tomato and basil seed pack. I'm hoping to grow more heirloom varieties instead of the hybrids. And then of course I have an AeroGarden with a seed starting system in it, so I also purchased the plugs for the seed starting system. Another thing to have, I have this nice calendar that I can write notes on, jot down stuff, the weather, how well certain things did, if a disease all of a sudden appeared, if peppers did, extraordinarily well, had a bumper crop like we had last year. I would write that down. That's something that I can review. You can already see that I put, this has to do with that book that I showed you, where 19 weeks prior to frost is January 3rd. Or frost-free date, I should say. And then, of course, I also purchase various supplies as I need them, like the tape to hold the tomatoes up to the fence. A lot of this stuff that I purchased back last fall when it was on clearance. This time of year, it's going to be more expensive. So also make a checklist of all the items that you bought, and then when the clearance time hits, then you can purchase your seeds. I only took out one packet of seed, but I purchased all my vegetable seeds last fall. And that's pretty much it. If you've also, I should also say, get in touch with your local extension office, Master Gardeners Club, and so forth, and they can also help you get started in this endeavor and have fun with it. I hope you join me in my series of, hopefully will be a weekly series. We'll see how this goes. And if you have any questions, you can always leave me a comment below. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.